Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today it's going to be the second day of these friendship readings, and I'm going to do finally 17's Seungkwan's and Hoshi's relationship or friendship or dynamic, because this duo had been requested actually I believe a month ago that I had written it down, and I wasn't thinking about doing this series. So when I started to plan that I would do this series, I was like, oh, I have to put them near the first place so I don't forget again. So remember that I'm starting to read for 17. There are a lot of members, of course, that I would love to continue with the individual readings as well. But for that, I need your feedback. I need you, please, to let me know if you are a fan of them, if you want to share this with other fans, so I can get my videos to for other parts of the fandom if they are interested in tarot, so they can see it as well, because it was very unfortunate that my 17 videos don't have a lot of views, but I'm just starting, so I appreciate the recommendations that I have been getting so far. So let's keep ruling for 17. I love their energy. I do not know much about them, but I have seen a few performances and they blew my mind in the sense that they are so in sync, and they are so talented. I mean, the vocals are amazing. So let's start talking about someone and Hoshi. Hoshi's. Yes, Hoshi's. I don't know. I have a thing, guys. I don't know if is it because um, I'm an amateur, or because I'm just starting to get to know the guys. Am I the only one that confuses Hoshi for Wusi? Like, not them personally, the names. It's like I want to say Hoshi and I say Wusi, and and when I want to say Wusi, I say Hoshi. I don't know. My God. My God. I know that Wusi is the one member that looks alike, that is Suga looks alike, that he's just like Suga, uh, but I believe that he's not a rapper, he's a singer, so he's like another version of Suga. They definitely look very alike, but Wusi, it's a Sagittarius, so his energy is very different from actually from Suga's. They just look similar in appearance. That's all. So, but let's talk about these two. Someone like I mentioned in his reading with Vernon, he's a Capricorn with a moon in Virgo, and I believe that his Mars is in Aquarius, because I want to tell you how I perceive his energy, and I think that probably it's obvious for the fans. Actually, when I first observed, I think it was in Bon Voyage, no, not Bon Voyage, in the soup. I watched. No, I'm sorry. It wasn't. It wasn't in these programs. It was in this Netflix. This Netflix game that they went on this show with Vernon and with Mihyuk, yes, and the three of them, and he was very talkative. Someone was very talkative. He was very funny. He was hilarious, and I was like, "Oh my God, this guy must be an earth sign." In the sense that I thought he was a Gemini. The first thing that I thought about him is that he was either a Gemini, a Sagittarius, or an Aquarius. Then I learned that he is a Capricorn, and I was like, oh my God, this is a new way. This is a new spectrum of a Capricorn. This is why I say that people shouldn't put Capricorn in a box. Some of us are not boring. I'm not saying all of us, but some of us are actually funny. And someone just gave me this energy of very communicative, very funny, very witty. And I was like, oh, his moon is in Virgo, so it makes sense. But I think that there's something about, because I have met Capricorns with moon in Virgo, and even though they are very intelligent, they usually use their intelligence to prove that they are intelligent. It's like whatever they say it just to look smart, or probably to point out someone's mistake or something like that. But in the case of someone, it comes out really like really entertaining. Like he's really funny and he's really witty. So I was like, this guy has like, he reminds me of Gemini energy because I feel like he's very playful, he's very loud. Um, and I was like, oh my God, like this guy doesn't look like a Capricorn at all. So I'm still debating. He must have like some strong influence of mercurial elements besides his moon in Virgo. Or probably it depends on where his moon in Virgo is, because he reminds me a lot of air signs. Like it's hard for me to actually pick up the Capricorn energy, except in the fact that I know that he's very responsible and that he's really hardworking. Um, that's what I'm getting. And then on the other hand, we have Hoshi. That Hoshi eats like, I believe that it's the most Gemini that I've ever seen. He has a huge stellium. I don't know if they are all in the same house, but I was looking at the, not at the birth chart. I was looking at, not at the image of the birth chart, the wheel. I was looking at the list of planets, and it was like Gemini, 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 Gemini. Everything's Gemini. So he is a Gemini. And that's all I can say. But I think these two would make a great duo, actually. Because one of them would try to be witty and the other one would like be very competitive and be even more savage. Like, and you know also what I think, that their energy is like all over the top, because it's like they have so much information, but this information is so random that I'm confused. I don't know if you paid attention, but usually my readings about duos are like three cards each and three cards in the middle. And as you can see in this spread, I have four cards each because basically these cards flew out of my deck and they were like, we are important, we want to be here as well. So this is how their energy works, guys. I don't know if maybe some of you that are fans can confirm this for me, but I'm feeling so overwhelmed by their energy. It's like they have so much to say or they have so much to express that actually they change my spread. It's like, look at the mess in this table. Like, like, so let's go with the flow with this reading. Starting with someone's side, he got the Ace of Pentacles, the Temperance, the Judgment card, and the Free of Swords. So I think that someone actually is someone that is very successful at everything that he does. In the sense that he's actually someone that takes responsibility from everything that he gives out, whether it's relationship, work. I think that he's someone that he doesn't hide his intentions. He is very open and clear. And I think that he is also like learning to trust people and learning to trust himself. At least this is what he's showing me, that he's going through some kind of transformation, that he is connecting with owning his triumphs, his successes. Probably in the past he was very like he wasn't really like comfortable with the result of his work. Probably he was like, oh, I'm not doing enough, this is not good enough. He was like self-sabotaging, you know. But I think that now, I don't know if maybe someone influential in his life gave him some kind of positive feedback or congratulated him about something, and he's like, okay, I'm doing this correctly. Like I'm in the right place, I'm in the right position, I'm in the right group, I'm in with the right company. I think that there are a lot of things that I believe that he's healing because he is like all morning Virgos. He's very it's like he's always very perfectionist. It's like, and sometimes he's too harsh on himself. He wants to be the best of the best of the best. And sometimes in this process of looking for perfection, he loses the meaning of what he's doing. And at the same time, I think that he's someone that he's always like in the processes. I don't know if he produces or something like that, but it seems like he's always busy. It seems like he's always like in the middle or participating in something. So I think that sometimes he just focuses a lot on achievements, and probably when it comes to relationships, he does feel a bit lost. But I think that he's actually, there's something about him that just lets me know that all these bursts of energy in him is to avoid feeling sad or feeling lonely. There's something about a heartache. I don't know what happened with him, but it's like a past heartache. Um, I don't know why, but I think that I read this for also for his side in with Vernon's reading that there's something about it that just lets me know that probably for him the relationships are not really easy. I mean, for him to express that he cares for someone is not really easy. For him to open up is not really easy. So there are moments where he does feel like I'm comfortable. Like, am I giving enough to this relationship? Am I giving enough to this group? Like, am I participating? There are things there. It's like the only thing he knows how to show his love and appreciation is by working or helping other members or getting in the process of like, yes, I'm here, what can I do for you? Like something like that. So this is why probably his energy is like all over the place and you are like, oh yes, he's there, he's over there, he's it's like he's trying to immerse himself in the dynamic of the group, but at the same time it's like it seems like he's trying too hard, or probably there's a part of him that he just feels he feels like he doesn't belong. There's something about him like feeling weird sometimes, feeling a bit nostalgic. So instead of him being like, okay, I'm feeling a bit like worn out, or I'm feeling a bit like tired, or I'm feeling a bit annoyed, he's like, no, let's keep going. Like, let's keep going. Let's keep the energy up. He doesn't want the energy to go down because probably he does become a bit pessimist. You know, being a Capricorn sometimes is like this. You have this existential crisis even when you are in kindergarten and you cry just because like there's no reason. You just feel so so sad. I don't know why. But sadness is something that we Capricorn sometimes we deal with. And this is why people sometimes think that we are really boring, because sometimes we go through these slumps with these moments where actually we feel depressed. You know, we feel like we don't want to do anything. We just want to like hide in our rooms. You know, we have those moments. This is why sometimes our best friends are Scorpio people, because only Scorpio people know what it's like to be outside of the world and outside and like away from the big crowds and away from the drama of others and away from the noise of other people's businesses. It's like we sometimes we just want to be in our caves, be in a cave, being alone, being depressed, just let me be. And I think that in this case, this is what's happening here. It's showing me that he is incredibly successful, and this also has to do with his relationship with Hoshi. But there's a kind of heartbreak. I think that for him, relationships, or actually to connect deeply with someone is not that easy. But I think that it doesn't have to. It's not the other person's fault. I think that it has to do that sometimes someone doesn't show his true self because he's afraid of being judged by it. I think that, and it's not that he's not showing who he really is. He's not showing how he's not showing how tired, how disappointed, how bad he feels. He's just showing up to work. He's like, okay, this is part of work. I have to do this. It's like he's always on the move because his energy doesn't want to just sit down, relax, and face your truth. Face what's going on with you. Like, what's going on with you. And yes, I think that being a Capricorn sun and a moon in Virgo must be really heavy energy on you. In that sense that probably he's a workaholic and also a perfectionist. So I can see him like working all day. I can see him like, I don't know much about him. I don't know if he works or not, guys, but this is what I can see. But he's definitely trying to fix this. I think that he's coming to some kind of awakening of his conscious where he's realizing that there are more important things than work. And that he definitely needs to put more patience in his relationships or connections. There's something about here like him feeling misunderstood, and this is what I also said in the reading with Burnham. And everyone were like, "Oh, but I thought that they were close, or they seemed really close." And yes, because actually, this what I'm seeing here is what he's showing me, that he's feeling inside. Probably if he feels hurt or if he feels uncomfortable or if he feels doubtful about some connections, probably he doesn't say it. He just pretends like the awkwardness is not there. Because I feel like he is someone that he just tries to move on really quickly from feelings that actually are like uncomfortable for him or make him feel more vulnerable or makes him feel like stuck. He doesn't want his energy to get stuck. He wants to keep going. He wants to keep the energy alive, keep the energy running, something like that. But I feel his head, I don't know if he has trouble sleeping or something like that, but I feel like his head, it's really like with a lot of thoughts. It's really busy. It's like a lot of ideas, a lot of things to do. Like he should calm down a bit. He should like calm down a bit because his energy is like whoa. Like, and when it comes to Hoshi, actually how he feels, Hoshi, I think that he has a lot of healing to do also with his relationship with Hoshi. I think that probably they have said things to each other that actually it wasn't like they got offended for something, or probably they had some kind of feedback or something like that where they were trying to be funny and witty and their egos clashed at some point. But definitely they are getting over that. I don't see like it's a problem. But if I see the Three of Swords here, definitely there was like a kind of disappointment happening here. I don't know if they had like an argument or someone said something and the other one like got offended. Because there are a lot of a lot of it's like someone is like learning to let go of past grudges. But he's since he's a moon in Virgo, he's always like remembering details. It's like he cannot help it, but he's always remembering things. And probably he's the kind of person that you cannot tell him that things didn't happen or that you didn't say a certain thing, because he will go after you. Like, he has an exceptional memory. So if he is offended by something and you act like you don't acknowledge it, he's going to get really upset at you. Um, so, but then it's interesting in Hoshi's side, we have the Seven of Wands, the Five of Wands, the Two of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. So I don't know what's going on with Hoshi, because Hoshi is definitely like ready to fight people here. I don't know what's going on with him. He has all this energy. He's like defending himself, he's like arguing with others, and he's also then reflecting that maybe he shouldn't say the things he says. It's like, I don't know, Hoshi, really, I don't know what his personality is, but here with these cards is like telling me that he's very prideful, and that also he has a lot of like confrontations with people, but not in the sense that he's going to fight with someone or cause like some kind of um, uncomfortable moment or hurt someone's feelings. Actually, it's not like that. This is actually very playful, actually, energy. And he does it like he doesn't mean it, but he has this kind of energy where he's like always contradicting everyone's ideas. It's like if you say something, maybe he will be like, "Oh, I don't think so." Or maybe if you are telling something, he will be like, "Oh, I don't want to do that. I want to do this other way." So he has a kind of mindset or a kind of way of thinking that it's like always opposing the others. And it's like, in this sense, he's showing me that his relationship with someone probably is full of arguments, and full of but in this sense they build some kind of feedback. It's like, it's how they communicate. It's not, no one is, and no one's hurt is hurt here. It's just that they have this dynamic, and this Hoshi is showing me that he is also someone that is not afraid to speak up when he feels a certain way. He just says things, and sometimes he can even say random things to actually like to provoke people. So I believe he's very like his energy is really young, and he also thinks he also has fun, like causing a bit of drama. I don't know why, but he's showing me here that he thinks that confrontations, it's like, it's healthy. Like, I don't know why. Maybe if you are a fan of him, you can let me know how his energy is. But I think that he likes to cause this kind of disagreements, so he can like he can like trigger people. I don't know why, but there's like this need, this very like very it's a bit childish actually, but it's like he's always competing. He's always like having these kind of comments that are like, oh my god, like here we go again. And I think that he feels really comfortable doing this. Actually is his personality, and I think that for him it's important to, whatever you want to say, just say it, just let it out. I think that this is actually, it's funny and it's freshing, it's a very refreshing energy, because I remember when I read for Burnham, that with Burnham everything was very on the inside, probably he had like a certain perception about something, or something that he didn't like, and he was like holding it in, because he's a moon in Scorpio, so he is not going to reveal everything about himself, especially if he feels hurt or offended. But in the case of Hoshi, it's like his energy is like here, it's like, if you offend me, or if you say something that I do not agree on, I'm going to tell you that I do not agree on this, and I'm going to fight you if I can, and then I'm going to reflect that probably I shouldn't have said what I said to you, but but and then he ends it with the Nine of Pentacles. That the Nine of Pentacles is like when you feel like you had achieved something. It's like you feel really proud of yourself. So this is why I think that Hoshi is really proud of himself. He's really proud of his, of how he is. I feel like he feels really comfortable. At least in his interaction with someone, probably he feels like even amused to be this wild, or to be this opinionated, or to be this aggressive, because with all these ones here there's a bit of aggressiveness, in the sense that probably if he does say something, it can cause a bit, like it can like get a bit like heavy, like not aggressive to the point that they are going to punch each other in the face, but it gets a bit agitated. They get passionate when they argue. So there's this sense here, like then everything goes back to normal. But it's like he says that he feels really, Hoshi feels like really happy that actually he's able to have this kind of moments with someone, because the Nine of Pentacles is you feeling so proud of yourself, like, wow, look what I achieved. So probably he does feel like this is a way to actually like connect with someone, to provoke him to connect with someone. It's like probably someone is the member that he actually is the one that probably intimidates others with his witness, or with his intelligence. But here we have this Gemini, that it's all Gemini, that he's like, oh, I have a few things to say myself. And they are so witty as well. So it's like they start like competing, about who says the wildest things, and they engage in this. And I think that this is part of the dynamic. It's really fun. Um, then we have like the card of the relationship as an overall. We have the Nine of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. So yes, definitely it's like they are experiencing a lot of mental like stress, in the sense that probably they are working a lot. So they're definitely trying their best also to give their best to the fans, and to come up with new ideas, and to try to be like as original as possible. I think that probably like one of them or the two of them are involved in the creative process, and like there's a higher up, there's someone in the company that definitely is waiting for them to actually like provide ideas, or is waiting for them to get more involved in like submitting ideas and projects. I don't know why. It's like there's someone that is like, okay, like like the fun is over, we need to work, so you need to submit your ideas, something like that. So at the same time, it feels like a bit overwhelming, the energy actually. It feels like they are under a lot of pressure. It feels like they are a bit tired as well, but not physically. The tiredness is not physical, it's more mentally. They are a bit like worried. They are worried about their future, they are worried about a lot of things. And I don't know what is it, but there's one higher up, or there's a manager or someone that is putting pressure on them, on the group. So they are like, okay, like they are like I don't know how to say it. They are like evaluating everyone, you know, and so they are like also a bit tired, and I think that it has to do with how long they had been doing this. I don't know how long 17 had been ever since they debuted. I don't know, but it feels like they have done a lot. This is how I'm feeling in my energy. But luckily, we have the last card that is the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune, it's a card that means that this cycle will, that they will enter a new cycle, that this feeling of feeling a bit overwhelmed by work or feeling mentally tired and exhausted is actually going to go away. It's like they're going to feel some kind of relief, after they work, and probably it's because of promotions, and I don't know if they have some kind of goals or objectives. Each group has it every time they do a comeback. So definitely they are worried about that. Probably like, I don't know if maybe the managers or the higher ups or the company are measuring their achievements. They are like, okay, in this new comeback you need to achieve this certain amount of this, and they have like a number, and they have like I don't know, like some kind of measure, and they expect the group to do better. So I think that, and if you add this to the fact that they are really tired and they feel really pressured, it's like, I don't know, I can understand why they feel so like overwhelmed a bit, because it seems like they do not know like what to do. It's like, so, and it feels like, this in the soup, a program that they did. I feel like this was like a false vacation, like okay, we are giving you this moment of quote unquote like freedom, and vacation. But then they were starting to ask for results. They were like, okay, we are having a comeback, you have to do this and this, and it's like, okay, you give me this moment of like, it's supposed to be like a fun time, or something that is we have to appreciate, but then at the same time we have a lot of pressure after we are done with this. So it's like a sort of a kind of manipulation, it's like, oh, you give me this, but then you take this from me. So, and I don't think they rest actually, because there's like inner fears here, and I don't know if is it because they fear that there are members that are feeling tired, or there are members that are having some kind of issue. So they are like, I don't know if we can make it without this member or that member. It's like they are starting to see like the exhaustion, and also the pandemic, in the pandemic situation, of the uncertainty of what's going to happen with us, so they're going to do great. But I think that what they're showing me here is that even though they were trying to show their brightest side, they definitely went through moments of a lot of pressure and uncertainty and a lot of insomnia in the middle. There's someone here that just cannot sleep. I don't know which one of these members are, but they struggle with getting sleep. It's like they cannot sleep because they are overthinkers, so this is what I'm getting. But thank God, with the Wheel of Fortune here, it means that things are going to change for them, that the Wheel of Fortune is going to keep moving, so they are not going to get stuck in this feeling forever. So this is really nice. So yes, guys, this is all I have for them. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did and you're a fan of them, I would appreciate your feedback, because this was like a lot of energy here in this reading. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.